Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to ThinkView, and this is NK. Ever since Apple launched the M4 Mac Mini, I have thought that this is one of the best money grinding machine that you could ever get, because Apple product has never been this affordable before. Not only is it cheaper, but it's also more powerful than its predecessor, the M2 Mac Mini. So on the day of its launch, we at ThinkView grabbed one right away, and we have been using it for 6 months now. And back then, we only got the base model for around $600, and that already came with 16 gigs of memories. More importantly, the Apple M4 chip inside is such a powerhouse. And you know what? At this time of the videos, in a lot of market, the price got down to $500 without any back to school discount. And as you will see in today's video, we will have the M4 Mac Mini, the M4 iMac, and the M4 MacBook Air. I will compare them all to share you my full experience of the good, the not so good, and what you want to keep in mind when you first get yours hands-on. Now, let's get started. First off, let's talk about performance. I honestly didn't expect that Apple put this level of power into a base Mac Mini, especially when they already got the Mac Studio line. But after using it for quite some time, I can confidently say that for most users, you don't need to pay extra for the Mac Studio. Whether you are a developer, a designer, or even a multitasking office worker, this base model M4 Mac Mini can handle it effortlessly. No more bottleneck from the 8 gigs of memory like before, because 16 gigs of memory is available by default, so you're good to go. For students, I think that this could easily last you 4 to 5 years in university. And once again, shout out to Apple Intelligence, because if it weren't for that, maybe Apple wouldn't have bumped the RAM up to 16 gigs by default. And at ThinkView, we even connect it to a 5K monitor for work, and macOS handle external display impressively well. Whether it's 5K or even 6K output, the performance barely takes a hit. And that's for office work. At ThinkView, we mostly use this Mac Mini for video editing like on TikTok or YouTube daily. So let me go deeper into that workflow to help you relate it to your own needs. Most of the time, editing is super smooth. But I say most is because at the end of the day, when the project gets heavier by 300 to 400 GB of Blackmagic footage, the Final Cut starts to stutter a bit. But don't worry, I recommend installing Mac Fan Control as soon as you get this machine. Once you manually ramp up the fan, it gets noticeably noisy and honestly a bit annoying. But in exchange, the performance remains stable, no more throttle or stutter, so you can edit without any issues. Now, this is not a plus for Apple, it's more of a downside, because by default, the M4 Mac Mini prefers to stay quiet. Even that means that the performance would take a serious hit. So for heavy workload, you still need to turn on the fan manually. And the same goes for gaming. With the fan control with the fan on full blast, you will maintain high FPS. Compared to a fanless device like a M4 MacBook Air, the same chip can lose around 50% of its power after just 20 minutes of gaming due to thermal throttling. One small thing that I have noticed is that the fan on the M4 Mac Mini is way louder than the M4 iMac when both of them run at full speed. That's probably because Apple also designed its cooling system to handle a more powerful M4 Pro chip, so the fan can also push more air even if you're just using the base M4. Still, thermal are excellent. On average, it stays around 40-something degrees Celsius. Under load, it might rise above 80 degrees Celsius but never cross 90 degrees. And that is impressive, especially if you compare to Windows Mini PC, which either run extremely hot or have to underpower. So yeah, performance and thermal are great. This is probably the first time that a base model Mac Mini can really grind through demanding workload like this. So let's put into perspective. In the past, you might have to pay hundreds to thousands of dollars to build a PC or to buy an Intel iMac. But now, with just around $500, you can get yourself a machine that works like a charm. And if you're doing normal office work, this thing barely uses any power. It's silent and there's no noisy fan or buzzing PC part. And talking about power draw, super low, like barely at all. The CPU uses just a few watts in normal tasks, and even under full load, it barely hit 20 watts. Another nice thing is that the M4 Mac Mini is truly mini. I mean, it's only weighed about 0.67 kilograms. That means you can take it to your office and bring it home if you need to finish your work. Just plug in the power and the monitor, and you're good to go. Also, Mac Mini only need a single power cord, unlike many Windows Mini PC when you need a whole power adapter for it. And here at ThinkView, we even connect the Mac Mini to an 83-inch OLED display, plugging in a game controller and turn on our Apple Arcade. We place NBA on it all the time. It's a fun little entertainment setup. Right now, the game library on the Mac OS is still limited, but if it gets more AAA titles, this could totally double as a compact gaming console. In terms of connectivity, you will get 5 USB-C ports, 2 in the front for data and accessory, and 3 on the back with USB 4 support for high-speed data up to 40 gigabit per second, and also support for display output. The Ethernet ports support up to 1 gigabit per second by default, but you can upgrade it to 10 gigabit Ethernet. So if you got yourself a 10 gigabit network NAS setup like we do in the studio, both storage speed and the storage capacity will be a non-issue. So that's our full experience after 6 months, from light office work to heavy editing and even gaming. And just recently, the M4 Mac Mini just got a macOS 26 upgrade with a new liquid class, which make the whole thing feel brand new again. Among all the Apple products, I think that this is the most worthy investment. And even if you somehow regret it, the cost for the lesson is still pretty low, just around $500, and often be cheaper if you got deals or promotion. But what do you think of the M4 Mac Mini? What is your experience with it? Let me know in the comment section below, okay? Now, thanks for watching. This is NK from ThinkView, and see you guys next time.